Oh, great. Yay. Hey YouTube, today I'm going to show you how to make your own pickling spice. Really fun, super easy. You'll like this. Alright, so in the past few years, pickling and fermentation have become really popular, and a lot of the recipes for pickles or corned beef or pastrami or different types of brines will contain pickling spice as an ingredient. And you can go to the grocery store and you can grab it, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can also make it yourself at home, and it's less expensive, and you can tailor it to exactly what you like. For example, I'm not crazy about cloves, and most pickling spice contains cloves, so you're not going to find it in this one. Although, if you like them, throw them in there. They're fine. So we have two elements that we're going to use. The first is we're using a bunch of seeds and berries. This is a juniper berry. We have black peppercorns, allspice, and mustard seeds, and then whole dry bay leaves. This is red pepper flake. So this is our whole spice element over here. And then here we have a couple of different things. This is ground ginger. You can use whole ginger if you want to, just slice up, bits and pieces, but I happen to have had it. This is ground mace, and this is ground coriander. If you have coriander pods, feel free to use whole pods and throw them over here. You'd probably want to use 5 or 6. On this side, I have 2 tablespoons of each one of these ingredients. So again, juniper berries, peppercorns, allspice, whole mustard. You can use brown mustard if you want to, or if that's what you have. Red pepper flakes. What are those things called? Bay leaves. I have about 10 bay leaves. And over here I have 2 tablespoons each of the coriander and the ground ginger, and about a tablespoon of the ground mace. You don't see mace too often anymore. It's just not in very many recipes. Although in the Middle Ages, it was one of the more popular ones. So maybe if you're going to throw an Elizabethan, what's that word, Ricky? Elizabethan? Ricky's no help. Elizabethan feast. You can pour out the mace. So all I did over there was just crumple up those dried bay leaves. And for here, this is just a medium heat. And all I'm going to do is toast these spices to wake them up. If you're not going to use your pickling spice right away, hold off on toasting them. Toasting, and you use a dry skillet, by the way. Don't put any oil. Nothing goes in the skillet, just the spices. I have a non-stick skillet. It doesn't matter. You can use either one. Doesn't matter in this case. But by toasting them, you're going to kind of open up and awaken some of the essential oils in these spices. Oh, I forgot to say, I have a couple of small cinnamon sticks. If your cinnamon stick is real big, just use one and break it in half. The only reason I'm not throwing these in with the whole spices is because these have already been ground. Grinding by its very nature will open up a spice a little bit. So if you have ground spices, make sure you use them pretty quickly because they'll lose their flavor. So again, if you're going to use these right away, go ahead and toast it. If you're not going to use it immediately, hold off on toasting your spices until you're ready to go. Alright, we're just going to wait on them to toast. So we will get toasty, and then we're just going to throw it together. I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done.
Okay, now.
Ricky has a tendency to sneak up on me when I'm not quite, I don't know we're filming. Makes for some pretty interesting edits. All we did was give this about 5 minutes, okay? We didn't even worry about developing any color on the spices. What you might do is watch for your mustard seeds. Can you hear that? Well. So I was going to say, can you hear that? And Ricky decided to cough. Can you hear that? Ricky, can you hear that? There, that was it. Do you hear those little pops? Those are your mustard seeds popping. So you want to kind of look for that, but it's not entirely essential. And if you're not careful, you'll scorch them, and then you have to throw the whole bunch out, which makes me sad when I do stuff like that. Not that I ever screw something up. Right. Let me tell you a great hint on these spices. You can go to the grocery store and you can buy, I was trying to explain this to my mom the other day. I'm not sure if Not sure if Judith ever got it. Okay, you can go to the grocery store and you can buy a size like this, and you're going to pay $4 or $5 for it, or like $6 for something like this. Or you can go online to the big box store, my favorite place. You can buy a bag for about the same price. Now you have to kind of balance that. Hang on, Ricky, I'm showing something. You have to kind of balance the quantity that you get against how much you're going to use before they go bad. But a nice trick is if you get a large quantity of something like this, I paid $4 for this, you can vacuum seal it and throw it in the freezer. That way you have a much longer shelf life for your whole spices, right? You will spend much less buying in bulk online than buying the little bits. Now, if all you ever use is a little tiny bit, then don't worry about it. Use what, buy what you can use. But if you're like me and you go through lots of spices, that's the best way to do it. So here's our toasted spices, and this is all we do at this point. The fragrance. I hear the rooster. The fragrance is amazing. And that's it. Homemade pickling spice. That is ready to go. So you can make pickles, you can make pastrami, or you can do what we're about to do, which is to make our own homemade corned beef, right? Homemade pickling spice. Best stuff ever. It should be perfume.